Hey guys, what's going on? Earth Twister here, and we're coming at you with another Marvel Champions video featuring Green Goblin and Rogue. We're taking Green Goblin on in expert mode, so that gives us 2 encounter cards here. Threat comes in with 2, and Goblin Thrall comes in with play. We're going to do a quick shuffle here of the player deck. We've already shuffled up the encounter deck. Now it's time to do our hand. So, Power of Leadership. Going Rogue. Strength, Superpower Adaptation, Marrow, and Go All Out. I think I'm going to get rid of Go All Out and Superpower Adaptation here. And we're going to take 2 more cards, which is Rogue's Jacket and New Recruits. All right. Great. So I have been struggling with this scenario in this deck for a little bit. So bear with me as we try to make this work. So first off, I'm going to flip up. And then I am going to use, So the Power of Leadership can be 1 resource for Rogue's Jacket. And then we're going to put Touched on Green Goblin. Strength is going to be 2 resources to pay for Marrow. After Marrow enters play, deal 2 damage to an enemy. Has to go on Thrall here. And Marrow is going to take a consequential to do 2 more damage to the Thrall. I'm going to put New Recruits out here. And then I'm going to thwart 2 off the main. And just go ahead and put those there on the New Recruits side scheme. All right, then that means we have Go and Rogue left in our hand. We'll draw up 2, 3, 4, 5. Threat goes up by 1. Goblin will attack for 2 plus a boost. Marrow will defend. 2. No boost, but Marrow still falls. Now we get 3 encounter cards. Deadly Touch. So that means it's attached to the villain here, so we add 2 threat to the main. And we discard my obligation. Caught off guard, discard an upgrade or support you control. There goes my jacket. And Assault, the villain attacks me. He's going to attack for 2 plus a boost. I'm going to take this one. 2, 3. I take 3 damage, and he takes 1 because with touched attack attached to him, he gets retaliated. All right. So, yep. Go All Out is going to be a resource to pay for Endurance. Endurance gives me 3 more hit points, so I am back up to full health. Touched does fall off there. Then I'm going to put Touched back on Green Goblin. Triage and Go and Rogue are going to be 2 resources to pay for Go and Rogue. Remove 3 threat from a scheme, and remove 3 threat from the main. And then if Rogue has Retaliate, confuse an enemy. So I'm going to confuse Green Goblin. Then I'm going to use 2 threat here. No, I'm going to save that there. I'm going to flip down and heal for 3, bringing me up to 14. The Goblin's confused, which makes it safe for me to flip down. And I'm going to draw up hand size of 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a beautiful hand. Well, ready? Threat goes up by 1. Green Goblin would scheme, but he is confused. You get an encounter card, which gains Surge into a Thrall. Forgot that this does come off when I enter Alter Ego. All right, so I am at full health. So what I will go ahead and do, so I can do 1, Boom and boom, boom. Southern Cross is going to be 1 resource to pay for Death Focus. Genius is going to be 2 resources to pay for Team Training. I'm going to flip up. Rogue is going to put Touched on Green Goblin. Energy is going to pay for Beak. Beak comes in, and he's going to remove a threat from new recruits. And then he's going to attack the Thrall for 1. He takes a consequential. Rogue is going to attack the Thrall for 2, removing him from play. Then I'm going to ready and draw. Got X-Gene, Cyclops, Southern Cross, build support, and push ahead. 5. Threat goes up by 1. Green Goblin attacks. I'm going to let it come through to me. 2. We get the soldier in play. So I take 2. And then I'll take 1 from the soldier. I'll retaliate against Green Goblin and the soldier. Then we get an encounter card, Goblin Knight. Push ahead is going to be 1 resource for build support. Comes in with 3 threat. This falls off of him. I've got... I can pay for Southern Cross. If I retaliate, I can stun an enemy. I think. But if I have Aerial, which I can get... So I'm going to put Touched on Beak. And I'm going to use Death Focus, Cyclops, and X-Gene to pay for Southern Cross. If I have Aerial, so I deal 6 damage to an enemy. And if Rogue has Aerial, it deals 2 additional damage. So we're going to go ahead and remove Goblin Knight from play. Beak will fort 1 from build support. He takes a consequential. He's still alive because of team training. Rogue will fort 2 off of Unleashing the Mutagen. Draw back up to 5. We get a Bulletproof Bell, an Uncanny X-Men, the Power of Leadership, Moira, and Phoenix. Ready? Threat goes up by 1. Green Goblin will attack. I'm going to use Death Focus to pay for Bulletproof Bell. He's going to attack for 2. Bulletproof Bell will prevent all of the damage and give me a tough. He's going to attack for 2, 3, 4. I take none of that in damage. He gets retaliated against. I get a tough status card. And Goblin Soldier will attack. Which... I think I gave Goblin a retaliate, but I shouldn't have. So I'll put that back up. If I defend it, I get to keep my tough. So I'm going to defend it. He does no damage to me. I get an encounter card, which is Overrun. Comes in with 1 threat. So I don't have a way to ready right now, which is unfortunate. So I'm going to use these 3. This is 3 resources to pay for Uncanny X-Men. Beak is going to thwart for 1 off of new recruits. Beak survives because he has 4 health because of Uncanny X-Men and team training. New recruits is going to pull over. I think this time we're going to bring in Surge. Surge goes to my hand. Surge is an X-Men. So she is cost 1 less because she is cost 1 less because Beak is an X-Men. So I'm going to use Phoenix to pay for Surge. Surge will thwart 2 here off of build support, which will bring in, it would say Moira, but really having the X-Jet is what I want. Get the X-Jet there. Surge takes a consequential. Forgot about overrun, but that's okay. Build support goes there. Awesome. We'll put touched back here on Green Goblin. And we will ready and draw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. So what's going to happen here? Threat's going to go up by 3 because of these 2. Then Goblin is going to attack me. I have a tough. So 2. I'm going to let it come through. 2. And then we get a Thrall. My tough comes off. Green Goblin gets retaliated against. Soldier is going to attack. Death Focus is going to trigger for Bulletproof Bell. We already know what that does, so I take no damage from him. He gets a retaliate. The Thrall attacks me, knocks off my tough, and he gets a retaliate. We get an encounter card. Exhaust my identity and Surge. Advance. 2, 3, which pops the main scheme. Dang it. If I'm not engaged with the Goblin Minion, which I am, then nothing happens. This comes in with 4 threat and goes up by 1 per Goblin in play. Okay. What I'm going to do here, first things first, we're going to use Beak to thwart this off. Each player must discard 2 cards from the encounter deck. 1, 2, and P. Okay, so no goblins were discarded that way. Great. Thank you, Beak, for your service. That is all you were required of. You went above and beyond. Surge is going to attack for 3 on the Goblin Soldier. When he's defeated, I deal 1 damage to myself. Now, if I do 1, 2. I don't have enough resources to get X in. If I do 1, 2. Yeah. That's probably the best. So X-Jet is going to generate 1. X-23 is going to be another resource for Professor X. Surge does have a consequential honor. I forgot to do that. Professor X is going to choose to ready Rogue. Professor X will thwart 3 off of the Mutagen Cloud. Forgot to pull this back, but I'm going to put it on Green Goblin anyways. I will attack for 2 on the Goblin Thrall. I'm going to keep Beast and Utopia in hand. Surge is not defeated because of these 2 giving him or her +2 hit points. So we draw up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We get an energy transfer, a going rogue, superpower adaptation. All of that is good stuff. Threat only goes up by 1 because Goblin is the only Goblin out there. Green Goblin will attack for 2 plus a boost. X will defend 2. We get a Goblin Thrall. So Professor X is not actually defeated, but I mean, it's okay. Thrall will attack for 1. I'm just going to take it. He gets retaliated against. We get Goblin Reinforcements. It comes in with 3 threat because it comes in with +1 for each Goblin minion in play. All right. What do I want to do here? Professor X leaves play because of his forced response. I can do... Yeah, let's do this. So this would come off Goblin. I'm going to use X-Jet and Def Focus to pay for energy transfer after I do something else, because I forget this readies her. I will thwart 2 off of Mutagen Cloud. Then I'm going to use X-Jet and Def Focus to pay for energy transfer. It says to put touched on somebody other than Rogue, other than Rogue, and deal 2 damage to that character. So Goblin Thrall takes 2, which defeats it. Since that's been done, I get to heal 2 damage from Rogue, bringing me back up to 11. I get to ready Rogue. Then I'm going to put touched on Green Goblin. Energy transfer comes there. I could pay for Beast. Getting another ready later would be good, though. So I'm going to use Superpower Adaptation and go on Rogue to pay for Utopia. Then Surge will thwart 2, as will Rogue, to get rid of this scheme. Starting to wish that I had Mission Leader or whatever it is in here, but I don't. She takes a consequential. Fortunately, does not die. So we're going to ready and draw. Threat goes up by 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Goblin's going to attack. I'll take it. 2, 3. I take 3. He takes 1. Encounter card. I see you. Green Goblin attacks you. If you are in alter ego form, do not give the villain a boost card for this activation. I think this time I'm going to let Surge take it. Surge will be attacked for 2, 3, 4, which does defeat Surge. Surge was out there for longer than one would think. Okay. Now, I can use 1, 2, 3 resources. So X-Jet plus these 2 to pay for Beast. Beast comes in and allows me to search my deck and discard pile. Actually, hold on, please. Touch falls off. I'm putting it back on Green Goblin. I'll swing at Goblin for 2, bringing him down to 12. Then I will use the X-Jet and these 2 to pay for Beast. Beast's response is once he comes into play, I can get a resource card. Energy. Add it to my hand. Utopia exhausts to ready Rogue. Which then I will use Death Focus and Energy to pay for Southern Cross. Deal 6 damage to an enemy, and if Rogue has Retaliate, which she does, stun that enemy. So we're doing 6 damage here, and he's stunned. we have Gambit still in hand. Rogue will attack for 2, and Beast will attack for 2, bringing him down to 2. Beast takes a consequential. Already. And draw. So that's my last card. 1, 2. I deck out, so we get an encounter card. We go up to 5. 3, 4, 5. We're ready. Threat goes up by 1. Goblin would attack, but he's stunned. We get an encounter card. First one, Goblin Reinforcements. There are no Goblin minions in play, so it only comes in with 2 threat. And then we get a Soldier. Awesome. So first things first, Rogue will fort 2 off of Goblin Reinforcements, defeating that side scheme. Then, X-Jet and Def Focus will pay for energy transfer. So I get to put attached, which would have fallen off, onto somebody that's not Rogue. Deal 2 damage to that enemy. So Goblin Soldier takes 2 damage. And I get to ready Rogue and heal 2 damage from her. Then Rogue will attack the Goblin Soldier for... No. Rogue will fort 2 off of the scheme here. Genius is going to be 2 resources for Gambit. Gambit comes in with those 3 things there. He's going to swing at the Goblin Soldier for 3, defeating the Goblin Soldier. Does 1 damage to me. Utopia triggered off of Gambit coming in. And he had to use one of his tokens in order to do that damage. Now I get to put Touch back on Green Goblin. Then Rogue and Beast will each attack Green Goblin for 2. So we'll go ahead and do Rogue's thing first. So it defeats Goblin. Flips him to his final stage. He comes in with 20 health. Rogue does 2 to him, or Beast does 2, bringing him down to 18. Beast takes a consequential. And when he's revealed, we deal 3 encounter cards to each player. After Goblin attacks and damages you, place 2 threat on the scheme. All right, we've got some things under control. This is what we have left in our hand. I'm going to discard Superpower Adaptation and draw up to 5. Gambit does have a consequential on him. Threat goes up by 1. Goblin attacks for 3 plus a boost. Death Focus is going to play Bulletproof Bell. So I prevent all the damage, so 3. And then we get Goblin Nation in play. So that would mean he's attacking for 4, but I take no damage and I get a tough status card. Then we get an encounter card. First one is a Goblin Thrall. Second one is Overrun. Wicked Ambitions, discard X cards from the top of the encounter deck where X is equal to double the villain's stage number. So we discard 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then each time a Goblin minion is discarded this way, choose to either take 3 damage or put that minion into play with me. So, Soldier, we'll let come in. Monster, we will not let come in. I take 3 damage, tough, gets knocked off. Thrall, I won't let come in. No, Thrall, I will let come in. Soldier, I will not. There's 2 more cards, so I take 3 damage. Okay. And then advance is his last one. So he schemes for 2, 3. Okay, we have survived thus far. I think we can continue to survive. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. So first off, Rogue is going to thwart 2 off of Goblin Nation. Then Southern Cross is going to be a resource. No. X-Jet will be a resource to pay for Beak. When he comes in, he will... Actually, we're going to use... The order of all this is confusing to me. Yeah, I think we'll do this. Yeah, we'll use 1 resource for Beak. Beak will come in, and he'll be able to remove 1, 2, 3 threat from his scheme. So it's going to be 3 from the main. And then he's going to remove 1 from Overrun here. That discards 2 cards from the top of the encounter deck. There are no goblin minions discarded that way. That goes away. He takes a consequential for that. There's almost no reason to play Professor X right now, except for the ready and the confuse. But Beat comes in, Utopia triggers, Rogue gets ready. Gambit will attack for 3 on Goblin Thrall. Rogue will attack for 2 on Goblin Soldier. Beast will attack for 2 on Goblin Thrall and take a consequential himself. I could get a ready and defeat the Thrall. Yeah, I'll do that. So strength is going to be 2 resources to pay for Professor X. Professor X comes in and is going to choose to ready Rogue. Rogue is going to defeat the Thrall. Professor X will just go ahead and clear the main. I'll take a consequential. And we ready and draw up. Holding on to Southern Cross until we can make an attack on Green Goblin. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Threat goes up by 2. Goblin attacks. X will defend. 3. And then give the villain 2 additional boost cards for this activation. 4, 5. That defeats Professor X. Goblin Soldier attacks. I will take 1. Then we get a encounter card, which is Hysteria. We also get an acceleration token because that is the Goblin decking out. All right. We have 2 Southern Crosses here. Can we pay for both of them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I cannot. Cannot. If I had X Gene, that would be one thing, but... So if I do... This falls off. I could do 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 14 damage to Goblin. Would be good to get rid of the Soldier, though. So I'm going to put Touched on Soldier. X-Jet. Death Focus, and Moira McTaggart. It's 3 resources. Pay for Southern Cross. So on the minion, Rogue's attacks gain overkill. So I'm doing 6 damage here. He has 3 left on him. Nothing else is said about bonuses here. So 6 damage going to him, 3 go on over to the goblin, bringing him down to 15. I take a damage for defeating the soldier. Then I'm going to spend 2 mental resources to discard Hysteria. Rogue will fort 2 off of Mutagen Cloud. Beak, Gambit, and Beast will all attack. So 2. I had a token here, so 5, 6. 6 damage, bringing him down to 9. Well, ready? Each of them take a consequential. They all survive because of Uncanny X-Men and Team Training. I will draw up to 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we're going to have the kill next turn. Yeah, that'll be good. Threat goes up by 1, 2, because of the acceleration token. Goblin attacks for 3. Beak will defend. 3. Nothing else. Beak gets defeated. Encounter card. Goblin Thrall. Dang it. Okay. Shoot. Oh, this could be fun. I'm going to put Touched on the Thrall. X-Jet, Death Focus, and go all out. We'll play Southern Cross. Deals 6 damage to him with Overkill, so 3 go on over to the Goblin, bringing him down to 6. I'm going to swing for 2 at the Goblin. Then X23 and push ahead will pay for energy transfer. I get to put this on the Goblin, which will deal 2 damage to him. So from 4 down to 2. Heal 2 damage from me. And ready me. I'll fort for 2 off of the Mutagen Cloud. Gambit will swing for 2. Defeating Goblin. And finally winning us the victory. And that was about as thorough of a win as you can get. We have no threat on the main scheme. There are no side schemes or minions in play. Goblin has been defeated. Rogue built out pretty good. Her events helped her out a lot. For one thing, though, in solo, I see absolutely no use for this card. Superpower Adaptation. If touched is attached to a friendly character, search its owner discard pile for an event that belongs to that same classification as the character. So it could be identity specific, aspect, or basic. And then add that event to your hand. I mean, I could attach it to my ally and maybe pull an event out of my discard pile. But I think I prefer it maybe in multiplayer. But that is what it is. We have beat Green Goblin and Expert. This was a lot of fun. If you want to see the deck, again, it is linked in the description below. I hope you guys have had as much fun as I did planning this out and doing it. As I said before, I may or may not have said, I practiced a lot on this beforehand, and then I recorded like 3 times and lost each of those times, and then finally, this is the time that we won. Things, once you get Uncanny X-Men and the X-Jet and you start getting allies, things just start flowing. And that's just the way it is, I feel like, with any leadership X-Men deck. So I'm really happy with this, guys. I hope you are as well, and we'll see you in the next one.